Alright, first of all, we're going to talk a few minutes about my passion, kind of the job that pays my soul. To tell you a little background about myself and how I got into this and how I became interested in this process, when I was back in going to school, I was working for a company in Kansas City, Propane Resources, and I was kind of having a hard time. There's one semester I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to pay all the fees and things, and so I went to the company I worked for, Propane Resources, and asked Dwayne Willingham and Marty Resource if they could help me out with $500. Being businessmen, of course, they asked me why should they help me out and how it would benefit them in the process. I thought about it for a while and I said, well, it probably wouldn't directly help you, but I have a history of helping others, and by helping me, you will help people in the future. They dismissed me and said, okay, well, we'll think about it and we'll come back. And I didn't think anything would come of it. They actually talked to me the next day and came back and said they were going to give me $500, but my obligation to them was to help someone in the future when I had the resources. That money and that challenge meant a lot to me and has led me to where I am today. At Urban Business Initiative, we teach the steps required to define and teach the women who we work with how to reach their dream. Our work happens with shelters and provides participants with hope and a new, exciting future free from their past challenges. This topic on social entrepreneurship is my passion because I've seen the way in which the women, some of whom would not even look me in the eye when I talk to them, transform themselves and show their passion and find their passion and show their children a different future. So that's why I'm here today, to talk about how we can use these processes for good and how others are also doing this all over the world today. First of all, we'll start off with the definition. Are there any consistent terms? There's a lot of terms being thrown around, but is there a consistent definition of the term social entrepreneurship? I think an article in Stanford Review actually put it about the best. Seeing something that is so unjust that the recipients aren't able to change the system themselves. Identifying an opportunity and clearly defining that value in human or environmental terms to develop a creative solution to the problem using market forces. And also creating a new ecosystem for the recipients themselves and giving them the opportunity combined with the ability to create a better future for themselves. So it's seeing something that the people can't do it themselves. It's helping them using market forces and teaching them how to escape the situation. So it's not just giving them something, but it's teaching. Why is this so exciting to me? Well, it's because finally a significant number of people are taking the challenge to migrate traditional accounting concepts that focus only on dollar earnings, dollar profit, dollars, dollars, dollars. How can we make more for ourselves and what we do, irregardless of what happens in the world around us to the environment or to those around us. It's the expansion of capitalism to create a more encompassing definition of profit. Profit is becoming more than just money. It's reaching for the value, to put a value on human change and the preservation of the surroundings in which we're in. Social entrepreneurship is at the forefront of the effort to change this way of thinking and take the concepts that we've used to get where we are today and pass them along to others. It's also taking the people and the markets that were deemed so unprofitable and redefining the concept of profit in such a way as to realize the value of these areas. And an example of the redefinition of profit in the area I work in, which is domestic violence, domestic violence costs approximately 8 million days of lost work a year for companies throughout the world. If we are able to eliminate domestic violence, and if we're able to figure out how to help partners get along together without resorting to violence, then this will directly impact the businesses as well. Now, Taking this concept, redefining it, and figuring out what it is a long and difficult process, and the process is fraught with starts and stops, and so that's the part we're in. People are trying things. What works? What doesn't work? What are the parts that have to be worked through and gone through in order to achieve this and convince the larger world around us that social entrepreneurship should be the way in which normal entrepreneurship is handled. It also expands the work that has been done traditionally through philanthropy and nonprofit organizations, and it helps them create a model that scales instead of just relying on more money from donors. As working in the nonprofit sector, I'm very aware of whenever a new term comes up, all the funding money runs and rushes to that area, and what happens to these other nonprofits who are doing valuable work, but when the money doesn't go to them anymore. If you have a scalable model that operates independent of donations, it can sustain itself independent of donations, then you can keep doing that work and keep it continuing. However, it can be more. You can teach the concepts of capitalism, of market forces, but if we keep teaching the lessons that we ourselves do and have done in the past, then we're going to create other businesses that don't focus on important things as well, such as sustainability and taking care of the environment in which we're in. So let's do a quick review on poverty. What is poverty? Poverty is more than just not having money or resources. You have to have the basic to live, to survive, but beyond that, what do? Poverty is the inability to choose between buying bread, cheese, and meat for a sandwich when you have $5 in your wallet, or buying 5 candy bars. It's being able to make a smart decision, a decision that will fundamentally help your family be healthy instead of just giving them, say, lots of sugar instead of the nutrition. Can this different goal really work? Well, that's the fun part. That's the area in which you and I, that we're operating in, and that you are entering into the future. It's difficult. It's not happening. It's happening some places better than others. But how can we take the lessons that are being learned all over the world and put them to use to help others?